How you doing? Happy Veterans Day to everybody.
Yeah!
You know, I was just reading a book the other day titled War is a Racket by General Smedley
Yeah!
And it was right then and it's right now that we send our soldiers to occupy Afghanistan and occupy Iraq in order to protect the women of those countries, to protect the people of those countries. And then we're firing rubber bullets at the women in this country, in Oakland and Denver and other cities. If anything, my father was a Vietnam veteran. My family comes from a family that fought for the North in the Civil War. We did not fight for corporate personhood. We did not fight for Mayor Bloomberg and for them to commoditize our deaths. We fight for our brothers and our sisters and our mothers and our children. We fight for our veterans so that when they leave to defend our freedom across the world, that they can come back to enjoy those same freedoms. We fight to achieve peace, to achieve prosperity for ourselves and our brothers and our neighbors, not for prosperity for the wealthiest 1% so that they can avoid taxes and buy our politicians. So on this day, on Veterans Day, I'd like to ask all of you to stand with us for peace, to stand with us for our veterans, that they can have quality health care when they come back, that they can have quality retirements if they come back. To me, this is a conversation about our future. And I want our future to be one where the people who fight for our freedoms are rewarded with good retirements, with a chance to spend time with your grandchildren, with a chance to provide the education for your grandchildren so that they won't need to fight the next stupid war. So to me, I'd like to say to everyone here, thank you for bearing witness with us. But also thank you for sharing this experience and carrying it on to the next person. Because the only way that we can avoid these insane wars for profit is to put our foot down now. Is to stand and say, no more war for profit. We need accountability. The men who lied us into Iraq should be held accountable. Not selling books, not making appearances, and not funding attack ads against the few people who are actually going to try to reform the system. We need to be that reform that we want. We need to be accountable to ourselves first so that we can hold the politicians accountable, whether it's Bloomberg or Bush or Obama, whoever it is in charge. They've lost touch with us. This conversation is supposed to bring them back. So to me, when people ask, why do you occupy? Why are you here? I first ask them, why aren't you with us?
Yeah!
This is your future too. This is our children and our parents and our grandparents. This is about making sure that all of our hard work doesn't get siphoned into the pocket of one guy who refuses to pay for the wars that he started. So today, I want to thank our veterans for the sacrifices that they make. And I want to ask all of us to make a sacrifice on their behalf. Whether it's a couple minutes in your neighborhood, whether it's spending some time here at these protests, whether it's calling your congressperson and getting on their tail to get them to do the right thing. Whatever it is, we need your participation in this society or we're going to lose our future. So stand with us today, stand with our veterans, and let's all fight for that future that we want, not the one that they're going to sell us to our own detriment. And just for 1 second, I want everyone to take a moment and look at the person next to you. I mean, literally, look at the person next to you, shake their hand, say hello. This is what we need. This is the same fight that they had in the civil rights movement, born again today. This is about our right to a freedom of assembly. This is our right to a peaceful, prosperous country for everybody. This is the fight for our future. Stand with us now, because I don't want to see this go. I want us to see us move forward with this movement in a way that shakes the halls of power. So let's shake it up, guys.
Shake it up!
Let's not go anywhere. We're here to stay. These are our streets. These are our buildings. Those are our police officers. And these are our veterans. Let's stand together. I just want to conclude by thanking everybody who's here, and let's look at this as a conversation. Now, people ask us what our demands are. Personally, I don't have any demands until the political and police violence stops. That's my demand. Once that happens, then we can have this honest conversation. But we can't have an honest conversation with people who are just focused on smearing us. If they're going to call our veterans drug users who are causing police violence, you know what? The only people who buy that are the people who are just not worth wasting time on right now. We're fighting for their futures too. But let's not pay attention to their nonsense because they've been selling the same ugly story for the last 50 years. Let's focus on our own neighbors and what we can do to make a better future. And if the people who don't want to have that conversation are going to call us names, you know, sticks and stones can break my bones, but your police force can never hurt me. So if it takes that nonviolent passive resistance that was founded by Henry David Thoreau, that was carried forward by other great Americans like Martin Luther King Jr., this is his revolution too. And you guys just joined it. I would rather be on Martin Luther King Jr.'s side than Mayor Bloomberg. So let's stand together and fight for peace because it's the only thing worth fighting for.